pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alrighty, first things on our agenda, we have approval of minutes, public and non-public, for June 24th. Do I have a motion to approve those? Whichever one of you wants to go first.
I'll make a motion to accept public minutes for non-public minutes for 6/24.
Okay. Do you want a second?
Second.
All right, Kathleen seconds. All right, any comments, questions, or concerns on the minutes from June 24th? I did not see anything really. I didn't notice anything. I was like, whoa. So, all good, everybody? Mm-hmm. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? And any abstentions?
Me.
All right. Okay, up next, public comment. Hello, everybody. And goodbye to you, too. All right. Public comment, as always, we'll have again at the end. Going right through here, continuing business, student representative report. We do not currently have one right now, but we will start to back up again, hopefully in September. Wow, Amanda, you're up first. Superintendent's report.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do have my written report in your packet. You'll see that this is sort of full of some of those legal issues that are sort of floating around us. None are fully resolved, but here are some of the updates. So the Conval legal case, the Supreme Court upheld the finding that Judge Ruoff had proposed, right, saying that, you know, the adequate cost or the minimum cost of an adequate education was more along the lines of $7,300. So that italicized piece was the first piece of information we received from the legal counsel. And then the second piece, July 14th, so yay for us, right? We're great at the Supreme Court. And then the second one, you'll see that the state has filed a petition for a motion for reconsideration. So it still is an ongoing, living, breathing thing. And so I'll keep you updated as I know more. I did follow up with the board retreat. You had some concerns, or the members of the public had some concerns. There was concern over the athletic budget and safety equipment, specifically as it pertained to baseball, which was in the spring. So the thought was that we hadn't budgeted adequately. The response from athletic director Stebbins is there. He didn't fully understand or know that the catcher needed a new chest protector. So he didn't order one. He does go through and tell you what he did order. I will make it known to him that, you know, he does need to look at another chest protector, and I think he probably already understands that. He talked about student council. So the high school is working with student council to make sure to expand, and with the student council to expand the role of the student council, so it looks more like they're benefiting and, you know, the school in general, not just planning social events or in charge of cleanup after, before, or set up before and after social events. The idea of the alumni spotlight has been sent to the yearbook committee for review. So we'll see if they decide that they're interested in adding that or not. And you do have your yearbooks. Those have been here at the high school. And I just remembered this, they tried to send them to the SAU office. I said, no, I'm not carrying them to the SAU office. And then back to here, so no. ESSER 3 late liquidation appeal. Did you write a little bit about this in your report too, Michelle? Okay. So I have talked to just about every senator, representatives. We are in constant contact with them, and they've been nothing but supportive. So you'll see that the message below is from Lisa Mercier, who I'm very thankful for. She has done a really nice job in trying to help get us this funding. There's a little bit of a stall in the fact that even though the Federal Department of Education has opened up the funds, they're accessible to us, we are having an issue because of the state's fiscal year closed, so now they're waiting. It looks like sometime in August we'll be looking at approval from their fiscal committee, and then you'll see it needs to go to GNC for approval as well. I don't know what GNC is.
Governor and Council.
Okay. So hopefully we will get that approved then.
Have you talked to Executive Counselor Karen Leo Hill about this at all yet?
I have not.
If not, let's set that up for you to talk to her so that way
Who is
she
it?
can. Karen Leo Hill, she's our Executive Counselor.
Oh, yeah,
And she will, giving her some information on this will help because she'll make sure she,
okay,
if it helps to have somebody on the council know what's going on.
yeah, okay, great, I can reach out to her.
Okay.
So we're very hopeful that as soon as this all gets ironed out, Michelle is ready and waiting to hit the submit button. I think everything is in and ready to go.
Just submit. All right, cool.
So as soon as the state is reassured that they will receive the funding from the federal government, we should be able to receive the $387,000.
All right.
So
Good
that's
deal.
where we are. So that would be wonderful news, but we are actively pursuing that. And then
When will, can I ask a question?
Sure.
When will we know from the state, and how will we know a timeline?
So the state has told us, Lisa Mercier has told us that the most likely the earliest fiscal committee approval, or it would go before the fiscal committee for approval, would be the last meeting in August. So I believe she said that was like the 26th.
Oh, you noted that here, okay, thank you.
Yeah, so, I don't know if it says, yeah, but it will be there, and then it will need to go to governor and council.
So that, I would guess it would be like their second meeting in September, if not early October.
Yeah, so we'll wrap our heads ourselves around when the fiscal committee meets, and we will start to contact them as soon as the day after their meeting. So we'll have to make sure we get right on that.
Yeah.
August 13th and the 27th. So we'll start to call them on the 14th. If they did not, approve it on the 14th, on their meeting on the 13th, we'll start after them on the 28th.
All right.
So we'll be all over that because we'd like to move that forward. And then here are still the openings that we still have. You will notice the addition of an elementary teacher to the line there in Canaan. We did lose the K1 teacher. She was supposed to teach at K1 combined classroom next year, had volunteered, and she has just recently been hired by Hanover. So you do have her resignation to approve today. Megan and I have been working closely. Megan's been working with her kindergarten team and her first grade team. The bad news is it was a kindergarten 1 split. It's almost impossible to find someone who's not pretty seasoned with A, the school itself, and B, the kids, those age groups, which is why that teacher had volunteered to do that. So that's going to be sort of impossible to fill. So we were looking at, the posting has gone out for elementary teacher. That way we could potentially hire a kindergarten teacher or a first grade teacher if we found a suitable candidate. I know there was an interview today. I have not heard from Megan, so we will see. If that doesn't get filled, the good news is that it's a K1 split, which means there are minimal kids that need to get divvied up. I think it adds about 4 more to each kindergarten classroom and 4 more to each first grade classroom. So it puts us at 2021 for those grades. And I have told those teachers that I would be willing to look at making sure that we get them some para support in those classrooms. So while the classroom numbers are above ideal for what we would really want, in my opinion, it would be better to have our really good seasoned teachers in there than just trying to fill,
For a warm body.
a person that may not be so seasoned or qualified, and then give them some extra support in the classrooms. So we'll be looking at that. And yeah, so paras, if anyone knows anyone that would like to be a para, that would be great. Megan is pretty desperate for some of those. I have heard that the Indian River School has a health teacher candidate that will be coming probably to the next meeting.
Cool.
High school's in great shape, EBS is in great shape. District-wide, I do believe we have an ELL, ESOL teacher ready to come. We do still need a court liaison. If anyone knows a retired person familiar with the court system, that would be great. Send them our way. And as always, we need substitutes and bus drivers.
And bus and vehicles, yep.
So,
Cool. All right. Any questions for Amanda? There's a lot. We missed you last month, obviously.
I missed you guys too.
This is good, and then you see in your packet also, there's a letter from the Department of Education, kind of detailing in very specifics why they reopened the ESSER funding, because it was turning into a big mess, it looked like. And so
Yes.
they just said, you know what, let's just keep it open for everybody. And
Yeah.
I think we have the Southern District of New York to thank for that.
that's right, so very cool. All right, any questions for Amanda? Okay. Business Administrator's report, Michelle.
Okay, so you do have my report as well, so I just have some stuff in the packet tonight for bid request, the wheelchair accessible van. Accessible van is in there,
Yep.
track and field asphalt strip is in there. Thank you, Steve, for coming. If you have any questions on that, he's here to answer those. The year-end encumbrance list, which was approved last month, I did change that. So we'd like to ask the board to approve an additional $50,000 to be added to the list. You'll see that list in your packet. You'll see the addition of the mental health coach for the 50. And then I did have to change the van bid, leave the track and field asphalt strip. I changed that amount based on the bids that came in. So the new year encumbrance total is there. It did go up. I am still working on year-end closing. I do not have numbers as of today, but I will have those for the next meeting. And DOE 25 information just came out. I'm working on gathering everything I need for that. Once I close, I am going to request the extension just to have it. If I don't use it, I don't use it, but I would like to have it in place just in case, since it's my second time doing this massive spreadsheet. But that's all I got.
Okay. And then you did have this, you gave this to me, and I'm just going to ask the board if we can modify the agenda to introduce, to accept the donation for school lunch debt. So if anyone would like to make a motion to modify the agenda, that'd be great.
I'll make a motion
Okay.
to modify the agenda to accept the donation.
Okay, have a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor of modifying the agenda to go next after Business Administrator's report to talk about a donation for student school lunch debt, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Do we have details of that?
Well, we'll talk about it. We're just modifying the agenda.
Oh,
We're not
just
accepting it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just modifying
Okay,
the
that's what I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's good. All
Thank
right,
you.
so all those in favor of modifying the agenda, signify by saying aye.
Yeah.
Aye. All opposed? Abstentions? All right, great. Was there anything else, Michelle?
Nope.
Any other questions for Michelle on her part?
I think it's also a good idea just to make sure that you have the extra 30 days because of what's happening with the ESSER funds. Because I think that should be, I just want to make note, that should be the priority of the district right now, making sure that we're on top of that. We already missed one deadline with that, so I want to make sure that we're on top of the other things for it as well.
Yep. Cool. All right. So coming up next we have, Michelle just gave me a copy of a check here that someone literally just dropped off today, you said, right? So it's in the amount of $4,188.23 from Brian Degnan and Stacy Shaker, and that's the balance of the lunch debt account, right?
Right, year-end.
Year end. So just I can pass this around if you'd like to see it, but that's what that is. So I guess you just heard about it and came in. I
Well,
guess.
this is the second time.
Yeah, this is the second time we repaid.
Yeah,
Same
The last
donor.
one.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Any questions for Michelle on that?
Many thanks to Brian.
Yeah, really.
And just to clarify, this is a year-end lunch debt, so we will be just paying it off.
Yep. Yep.
Rather than going by the procedure that
Right.
we had previously
Right.
established.
Right, because somebody paid it all off, so it's all done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're never going to say no to somebody paying it off, but
Okay,
on the years that,
What's Stacy's
All right.
last name?
Any further questions on that?
Oh, Stacy's awesome.
Stacy? Oh, Shaker.
Thank you.
Any other questions on the donation? All right, all those in favor of accepting the donation for school lunch debt year end, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Was
All
there a
opposed?
motion and a second?
Oh, was there a motion?
I did not.
Oh, you're right. All right, would someone like to make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion to accept the
All
check
right.
for,
$4,188.23.
in order to cover the remainder of lunch debt.
All right.
I'll second.
Okay, there we go. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? All right, thank you very much to those folks. Certainly helps people out. All right, up next we have bus routes update, and that is the Butler's bus credit memo you have in your packet. That is the full year's worth of credits, or is that the 1 month worth of credits? That's 1 month worth of credits.
Yeah, this was for when we lost the van,
Oh,
right? So the van was gone and the van driver left.
Right.
And we had to double up the buses and we had some issue with illness for one of the drivers. So those are credits attributed here.
all right. Yeah, if they can give us those monthly, like if they have, like that would be really great. Like if they have credits, so that way we can keep track of it. So.
I thought we had requested that previously.
I don't think we had any before this.
We've not gotten these before?
No, but we discussed it
Yeah.
and
Right.
it was suggested that they do it monthly.
Yeah.
We had no other credits is what Michelle said.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
There
okay,
weren't
I'm
any
sorry.
other disputes
Oh, all right.
until this time.
Okay, well then, good deal. All right, there's that. All right, up next we have new business. We have one policy right at first. This is just our approval for policy DFA annual review of our investments. This is pretty standard boilerplate stuff. We review it every year just to make sure that there's nothing sticking out to anybody. I don't think we need to, do we need to actively approve it? I don't think we need to actively approve it, we just need to review it.
No, it's a policy, it's
Yep.
already on there. No, it was another.
So it's just an annual review. So
It
If any-
does say approval on,
it does say approval on there, but if you look at the rest of everything, everything is just reviewed. If the bottom of the policy just says reviewed, and we're not changing anything.
okay.
That's why I was wondering if we have to approve it, so. But if there's something on here that like you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh my God, that policy really got me, then we'll talk about it next time, I guess.
Totally gonna have them.
We reviewed it wrong, every year.
Yeah, we review it every year. Yeah, that's
So it's, we're
Yeah.
good. Just move on.
All right, next thing on our agenda, we have wheelchair van bids. So as you know, I'm sorry, year-end encumbrance list. That is what this is. I'm looking at it because I have the van top of the list of the encumbrance list. So this is our modified encumbrance list, because we can still do this because we haven't closed the books yet on fiscal year 25. So as you'll see here, the van bid is adjusted to what a realistic price is, and then it adds in the mental health coach as well for Coach Joe. So I'll entertain a motion to accept that, to approve that.
I make a motion to accept or approve the 2025 encumbrance list.
Okay,
I'll second.
Kathleen seconds. All right, discussion on this.
So,
I'm sorry, I would like to just.
Oh yeah, go ahead and clarify some stuff.
Edit, it should say mental performance coach.
Okay,
What do you mean?
On the last line item.
the last one
I
for
just like
mental
to
health
edit
coach.
that. I call them both things, but performance is really
Hey,
good.
Can we discuss each one of these?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Because I like to know,
Let's-
more, I like to know more of each one of them.
sure. Let's just go in order. Let's start with the van, and we're gonna get into the van next, like the actual bids. But do you have any questions on the van?
So the first one is the van that was already ordered?
Yep.
That's the Ford van, yeah,
Yeah.
not the wheelchair van.
Yeah, we've already done that.
Yeah, that'll be here actually in about 2 weeks.
Wow, that's the fastest I've ever heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions on that one? We've already approved it though. So. How about floor machine? That was requested from the maintenance, facilities maintenance. Questions on that one?
Was this something that came out of the capital improvement, or was it in any other plan, or?
No, this type of
Or
stuff,
right now.
capital improvement is stuff that's over 25,000.
Okay, got it.
But this is something that they've been looking at. Is that for this building? Yeah, that's for this building, right?
Building.
And it's the waxless one, right? If I'm remembering correctly?
Yeah, I remember Maddie coming in talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then the next one is the wheelchair van. So the first one is just a third transit van like we have out there. We have the two, which have been really helpful to move students around for field trips and for sporting events. And then the third one here we have Mobility Works wheelchair van. That's for special ed. Any questions on that one?
When's that one expected to be here? Or is that one we order?
We haven't ordered that
I
one
haven't
yet.
ordered it yet, so
That
I'm
one's
not
coming up
sure
next.
the time frame on it. I believe it's just an in-stock vehicle. I
Very
don't
nice.
think It needs to be made like the Ford Transit was ordered and
Yeah.
made for us. I think this is just something we can
Cool.
pick up from them, so. It's a Chrysler Voyager.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, I see it's on, okay.
van.
All right, and then,
All right.
okay, we're talking about all these
And-
others afterwards, yeah, I see. And then Twin State, next
Yep.
one.
Twin State paving, so asphalt strip for track and field. Questions on that? Because we approved that in the previous encumbrance list, but look, it's fine. We're going to talk about the bids in a little bit, but if you have questions on it now, that's fine too.
Well, I'll wait till you get to that.
Okay,
Okay?
all right, and then the one we added here, the mental performance coach, it's been Coach Joe that's been working with our students here. Did you have anything you wanted to add about that, Amanda? Or you already-
No, this is important work that he's done. He's been working with some of our injured athletes, and he will be expanding to do some of our drama kids and our band kids
great.
coming up. So this is pretty exciting work. I think I told the story of being at the Belmont track meet and overhearing these parents from a fairly wealthy private school go, Mascoma, where is Mascoma? I don't know where Mascoma is, but man, these kids really perform well. And Coach Joe just happened to walk by them in his Mascoma attire, and they said, are you one of the coaches? And he said, yes, I'm the mental performance coach. And they go, oh, no wonder your kids are doing well. They're good athletes, and they're, you know, able to mentally work through tough times. I was like, yes, that's how we are.
That's good. Very cool.
Good.
All right, questions?
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Kathleen.
So can you give me a brief description, a job description of what Coach Joe is doing? Like, is he a full-time? Is he salaried?
So he's in as a contracted service.
Okay.
He does not work for us full-time, but we are his number one priority at this time now. He split this spring his time with Hartford and with us, but he's going to start to move this fall to make us a number one priority. He does multiple things. He meets with teams. He did, our softball girls had a very, very tough season, very tough. Not sure there wasn't a game where they weren't 10 run, 15, is it 15? Booster.
Mercy.
Yeah.
Mercy ruled in, 5 innings. We scored very, very few runs, and Coach Joe really spent the majority of his time with that team, coaching them through, giving them different techniques on what you, how you overcome difficulties like that, and still are proud of, the growth that you made, because the girls really made growth. Most recently, I've had parents contact me for players who had some serious injuries, and Coach Joe has started working with him one-on-one to help get this player back and ready for the basketball season. So that's been very important work. We have a lot of students, especially in the senior class and track, headed towards college, right? And in college, you are going to have the opportunity to work with a mental performance coach. So this is kind of the start of it, and kind of, working with these kids on how you don't get down on yourself, how you do better, how you continue to improve. Even though right now you might be the top of the state, how you continue to improve. So he's really done a lot of statistical work for us. I can share that with the board if they would like to see that. And I just feel like it's been very important to our strong performing athletes, as well as our athletes who are looking to improve or struggling.
Thank you.
Cool.
Was he previously funded by the Burn Foundation? Is that how we
Yes,
initially
Yes.
got
we
him?
will be reaching out to the Burn Foundation too. It was still some local funds still supported him, but the Burn Foundation did also. We are looking for more grant opportunities.
Any other questions for Amanda on that? You have any questions on that? On Coach Joe?
No, I'm
Nope.
good.
All right.
Good, thanks.
Cool. All right, anything else on any of the encumbrance list retention stuff? All right, and we have a motion on the floor, correct?
Yeah.
All right. All those on, now I'm going to check on all those in favor of approving the modified encumbrance list, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, abstentions. All righty. Up next, we can talk about the wheelchair van, the wheelchair accessible van. As you see here, we got 2 bids, one significantly better than the other, and the recommended award to Mobility Works. So we'll entertain a motion if someone feels so moved.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the bid from Mobility Works for a 2025 Chrysler Voyager for $70,795.
Okay.
I'll second.
Kathleen seconds. All right, discussion on the wheelchair van. Is this so that this is not like a school bus type van where like to get them to and from school. This is so that they can go on field trips and they can transport kids in wheelchairs to events, school trips, etc.
That's true. Right now, currently in our bus contract, we have one wheelchair accessible bus
Mhm.
that gets used daily to take one of our students to an out-of-district placement.
Yep.
So that's already swallowed, that time is pretty much swallowed. So Butler maybe has been able to provide another one if we've needed it, but I do have 2 different students now with wheelchairs.
Mhm.
And so it was very difficult for us to find transportation for the students for field trips, right? Because the bus that's we're already contracted with is already driving another student to and from school. So this just allows us to be able to transport both of our wheelchair students, making sure that they can get to everything and making sure that the class doesn't get denied a field trip,
Right.
because we can't transport someone. And it's enough room, it's one of the smaller ones, I believe, so it's like a minivan
Yeah.
that can load a wheelchair.
How many?
How many kids?
How many wheelchair people
What?
are in this one?
Probably just the
I
one.
think it's just one, it's a side entry, like you just,
My cousin's
That's
got,
all, only one person in each van?
No, one
There's a
one
wheelchair,
chair.
yeah, one wheelchair and then a passenger and a driver.
yeah.
How many are there other kids that can go too,
What do you
though?
mean,
yeah.
what do you
it's
mean?
not-
You
it's
can't,
not-
you can't get more than one wheelchair
I don't think you
person?
can get more than one wheelchair in it,
You can't.
No.
but I think it's got
It's only a minivan.
2 other passengers into the front seat, as far as
So four people,
I think so.
Oh, okay.
people in the wheelchair.
All right.
Four,
Okay.
four in a wheelchair?
Yeah, we'll double check
Yeah,
that,
I'll double check, but. I'm
but
pretty
yeah,
sure.
we wanna make sure he can
Might be
take
3
some
in the wheelchair,
friends with
yeah.
him
Yeah, that would be
on
good.
that ride.
Because the question also, it looks like the other bid is for another type of vehicle.
That looks like a pure
Yeah.
bus.
Yeah, it looks like a bus.
The bid went out there for a van and they came.
That's
up
what
with
they came
a-
Came back with a bus. Yeah.
That's the smallest bus they have.
We're not going for a bus, we want a van.
But I like this because it's more common for someone from our district to drive and easier to drive
Exactly.
because it's a normal sized car.
No, the reason why I asked is we have, you got 2 people that are 2 in a wheelchair and they both get in both get in this van.
They're not in the same class though, are they?
They're not.
Different grades, different
Different
schools?
schools.
So
Different
they would
schools.
need to
Okay.
be,
So we'll just have to be careful when we coordinate, so that they
Yeah.
don't double a field trip on the
That's the
same
only
day.
reason why I asked.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would be nice if we put them both in the same van, but. All right.
Comes from Essex too, I grew up there.
Yeah.
It's a nice place.
Any any other questions, comments on this one? All right, we have a motion on the floor to accept a bid from Mobility Works for $70,795. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, abstentions. All right, up next we have bids for the track and field asphalt strip. As you can see, recommended, well, I'm assuming it's recommended is Twin State Paving, the amount of $40,880. So if anyone would like to make a motion, all yours.
I'll make the motion to approve the asphalt tracking for the Twin State paving price of $40,880,000.
Okay, and do we have a second?
second.
All right, so discussion on this. This is for like a sprinting track, correct? Like a
How long,
sprint.
Steve?
Yeah,
Give us
so
some
Well,
stuff.
explain where this is going.
What's that? So we're looking-
Expand on this. 'cause
We're
I-
looking to do an asphalt run from the current sand pit volleyball court area down between the baseball field and the buildings, all the way down to where you currently see the pole vault pit,
Mhm.
right along the wood line. It's approximately 120 meters. So it would allow kids to practice the 100-meter dash. It would allow kids to practice the 110-meter hurdles.
Good.
One of the lanes, we're looking to do it wide enough to be 4 lanes wide, but one of the lanes will be a run-up going for long jump and triple jump into the sand pit. And then on the other end of it, it will be the run-up for the pole vault.
Cool.
At the very end, down by the wood line, it will also bubble out towards the football field, where we would then put our high jump mat so that there's the run-up for the high jump mat. So it would really enable us, my long-term goal with this, it probably would not be able to happen yet, because we wouldn't be able to do it until we got the appropriate rubberized coating, track coating on it. I'm kind of baby stepping this
Yep,
thing.
yep.
Hoping that once we do that, we can then actually host a field events meeting. So even without a track, we'll be able to host at least some kind of a track meet. It would be a field events because we have our discus cage already up. We're pouring a second pit over there for shot put, a second circle. And then they'll be able to do all of the jumps and all of the, so basically we'll cover all the field events. So we could then host a field events meet. So that's my goal down the road. I mean, I know, when we had the vision at one point of trying to get a track, and I think the reality is it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. So this was my way of trying to at least give our kids, I mean, we got between 40 and 45 kids participating in track and field. It is probably our most popular sport at the school, and we don't even have a track. We've had state champions multiple years. We've had 2 meet of champions. We had a young man that went to nationals this year. So, I mean, we're talking, it's a very big sport for Mascoma, and considering we don't have a track, I wanted to at least give them the best practice facility that we could possibly give them within a reasonable amount of money. I know I can't come up with $5 million to build a track, but I can come up with hopefully, $40,000 to put in this asphalt. So.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Looking forward, so say that time goes on and it's a success, is there any way to turn that straight track into a circular track so that it's a more traditional
Yeah,
track?
now that would not be able to be part of a track. Just the whole layout is completely different. However, it wouldn't be that would be wasted space, because separate from your track itself, you would still need to have a pole vault run. You would still need to have a run up for your triple jump and long jump. You need to have the run space for the high jump. So that space that we would be creating would still be useful, even if we ever someday did get a true track put in, because the track itself doesn't incorporate those things. Those are separate things that you usually put in with the track. So it would save us a little money when and if we went to actually put a full track in.
Can you go in and rubberize the asphalt after the fact? Or, yeah? Okay, cool.
That's actually just the first step that they do. They lay it down and then they come back through.
All right, well, that's good. We can do that in the future. Go ahead,
So
Deborah.
this is going to be usable as soon as the installation is complete, right?
So it can be used, it can be used as for competition level. But
Practice only.
But for practice only, because it's, without the rubberized coating, it's not considered a legal track. But it's way better than our kids currently running on grass. That's,
Parking lot.
Asphalt is very similar in many ways to a true track coating, versus, grass is not. So it's
Before we hosted any type of field event, we would have to get it rubberized.
in order to, I think so. Now,
Okay.
here's the possibility, right? You advertise it as such, and you ask if teams are interested in coming, and you even bill it as a practice.
Practice meet,
Meet.
a friendly kind of
Right,
thing.
friendly.
Yeah.
And so could we still host something?
Yeah.
Probably. I'm sure the teams would come,
Yeah.
but we couldn't hold anything official.
Do you know roughly how much it costs to rubberize?
That I don't.
No, okay, I was curious.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
Well, I'm not discouraging what accomplishments they've had, on the track. That's not my concern. My concern is this piecemealing of all the athletic stuff we got on these fields. It'd be nice to have a diagram, outlaying where you're gonna put all this stuff, because now I drive by and now I see a pole vault mat sitting out there. What's gonna happen, and that's another thing. What's gonna happen to that later on? Is that gonna be, is that gonna be a place where you can store it, so it's not gonna be, in the wintertime? You talked previously about trying to get something around the football field, I have concerns because it just seems like we're piecemealing this athletic field out here. And that's I know what you're trying to do, and, I could disagree with it, and it doesn't matter, it could probably go through, but I just think that with everything else we've done in the past, it took act of Congress to get the soccer field rectified, then the field hockey field, and then the baseball field. And now, we're looking at trying to upgrade the track area and the football field. And it just seems like it would be nice to have a plan out where this is how it looks, and this is how it'll be, because I can envision if it goes through and you do this, that sometime down the future, you're gonna have to change what you got there. I mean, you're talking a practice thing. We talked about years ago about getting a practice field for other sports, but that hasn't come into fruition yet either. I'm not trying to discourage what you're trying to do. I just think I feel there's not a very good plan out in place as far as the layout, and that's what I'm looking at. I mean, the layout, the same way we did other things out there. I mean, I give you examples, scoreboards, okay? So, we're talking about this on the track thing, but I just feel that if you're putting this in, I think down the future, you're gonna want to have something else moved around and, put it somewhere else, because have you taken an effect where the baseball field puts their batting cage? Have you taken an effect that?
Yep.
And the buildings, it just, that's the concerns I have, and I just think that somewhere down the future, you're going to be, you're only spending $40,000, but still, that's not my concern. My concern is, I would like to see a game plan with, that's what the field looks like, that's what it's gonna be.
So you're looking for like a long-term strategic plan that the board can approve or something like that?
Yes, I would, because all we're doing is, I look at it like, I look at this as we're piecemealing this together, okay?
Yeah.
We're piecing this together, and for you really to try to host something, and it's just like any other sporting event that wants to host down here. Any other sporting, football, baseball, softball, anyone want to host something, you want to take into account what the layout is, and and restrictions, because I feel this has been, I'm not saying you have not put a lot of work in this, I just feel it's not been thought out enough that here's the layout, we gotta look at this.
We can talk about it in finance facilities and develop,
Yeah, I would
figure
like,
that out. All right,
Yeah.
we can talk about that in that,
Yeah.
and then kind of think of what our long-term strategy is. But I don't know how much more space we have to fit stuff.
well,
Because
that's,
it's pretty well fit in there, and like you said, if we do end up building a track, because let's say something happens and someone's like, here's $5 million, build a track. This will still incorporate into that.
they could do it for less than $5 million, but I mean,
You know what I'm
they
saying.
talked about, he threw the buildings up in there, and he put the bleachers could get moved, and all this other stuff that you might have to deal with. It's,
Yeah, because we would like to look. Yeah, we can talk about this.
we need to really,
We can look at maybe we need to take down some of the buildings, put one building up. Maybe that's something that we don't think about long term. But these are all things I think that we can talk about. With a long term kind of plan. So that way we have something to draw from. So that way when we want to do future stuff, we can.
you look at Hanover's football field. It's a multi-purpose field, but they have to look into replacing it, just the turf track every 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
So and they use it for a lot of reasons.
Can
So
Go ahead.
I ask a question? Steve, is this something that's going to help the performance of our runners, do you think? Is it going to enhance their ability to run on other fields because they've had the opportunity to at least practice in a shorter area, and with the ability with the pole vaulting and all that, is that just, at least is it going to help them do better, and is it gonna make them feel better?
Well, so running off of asphalt is pretty similar to running on a coated track surface. It's not identical. I won't say it is, but it's much closer than what they're currently running on. Our current run-up for our long jump and triple jump into the sandpit volleyball court is on grass. That's not even close to being on a track surface. And when you're trying to run and then jump, we've got, you'll slip. You won't.
Yeah.
Your plant is not the same. So yeah, the asphalt will be much better. Much closer, and therefore beneficial to these kids.
Make them more competitive
Exactly. Yeah.
in the long run.
That's our hope.
And
Yeah.
make them feel better because
Yeah.
we're valuing, I think we're valuing their sport, by at least creating something.
Yeah.
that
Yeah. I
shows
mean, because these kids do. I mean, they a couple of years ago put a T-shirt together that said "No track, no problem," and that's kind of been their motto even since the T-shirt's gone.
Yeah.
And they, I think they live by that and they embrace that, but at the same time, there's no way it somewhere deep down inside them it kind of bothers them that we've got this beautiful soccer field, we've got this beautiful baseball field, we've got this beautiful track, we've got everything, but we don't have track and field, and then yet we've got 40 kids that are participating in track and they're doing it at a very high level.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we were able to at least throw them a bone, if you will, and give them something nice to work from, I think it would benefit them.
I want to jump right
Yeah,
in
go
because Steve's being way too modest. He's being way too modest and way too humble. It's not okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay that our kids don't have an adequate training facility. You guys can stall on it, you can bring it back, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm not really sure what you're thinking about doing. I get the overall strategic plan of it, but to deny our kids the ability to adequately practice for sprinting on a solid track, hurdles, I don't know how we haven't had a major accident for one of our kids trying to hurdle on grass or hurdle in the parking lot. It's not the same.
And I will say hurdling is one thing where you see we're not very good at high jump and we're not very good at hurdles.
Yeah.
And those are things that doing off of grass are almost impossible.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
But long
just
jump,
not the same.
I own one of them. I own a long jumper and I own a triple jumper and I own a pole vaulter. He cannot practice.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the same opportunity
Right.
as the other kids.
I'm not trying to discourage them from doing this.
Right.
That's not my reason for bringing that up, okay? That's all I'm trying to do is, when you're gonna lay this thing out, all right, it needs to get laid out so that you can utilize it the way it is. If you looked at all the other places that I've seen in London and over in Newfound, which are close by, what they utilize for their pole vault, what they utilize for their long jump, and it just sounded like you're gonna put a four lane track in. That's where you're gonna put it is, I'm not trying to discourage it from not being done. I am just trying to make sure that you are laying it out so that down the road, you're gonna be going, well, I'm sorry, we didn't think we need to push it somewhere else.
Well, I think
That's what I'm
planning around where you currently have pits, where you currently have sand pits, you currently have your high jump mats, you currently have your pole vaults, it connects the two between them, right? I think my biggest concern is what has happened, what's going to happen during like the fall season when there is no track or field happening. My concern is that during like football games and things, that cars will end up on it. Is there a way that we can prevent cars from driving on it?
Well, with the exception of the ambulance
Right.
and police,
Right.
cars should not be out
They
there.
should not be. I know that.
I was gonna
right?
say, I've definitely seen cars
We're
out
all
there
going,
during
yeah,
football
we've
season,
seen
like
cars.
unloading
So-
at the shack.
So that's kind of one of those, once we have that.
Right.
More of a reason to, sorry, you're gonna have to
All right,
carry it
good,
over.
good.
And maybe we try to supply, now you've got this tar, maybe we supply them, a cart similar to what we have up here in the building.
Yeah.
With the custodians to put stuff on it, and so they can grab from the parking lot and drag it right down the asphalt,
Yeah.
and Now
Okay.
you're not driving on it.
Yeah,
So
makes
Steve,
sense.
do you have an idea of how soon they can work on the installation of this track?
Yeah, I was gonna say, when would they do this?
So Twin State, I do believe their hope, and again, they can't guarantee because I haven't been able to
You can't commit.
place an order,
Right,
right?
right.
Yeah.
But when we spoke, I would say it was about a month ago when they came in to look in, to get the bid together and everything. He did have a lot of hope that he could probably even get it in during the, he didn't think maybe the summer, because I told him, I said, boy, ideally, because he asked, he said,
Right.
what would you like? I said, well, ideally, before the kids start fall sports.
Yeah.
But that space, I don't think it would be a horrible thing to have them in here working, because it really is not part of,
Yeah,
you know,
it's out of the way for almost
it
everything.
really is.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, kind of between field hockey and football,
Yeah.
but it's not right up against either of those fields necessarily. So
It's not like it would take them a very long time. to
No,
do this,
no, and
Because
that's
you're
the
not
thing, so
putting
they-
down a 2,000-foot road, you know, this isn't.
They can have that stuff usually done in like, I mean, we have a huge driveway and they had it done in a day.
Right.
Well,
Well, they're
that's-
stripping down.
Well,
Well,
they-
yeah,
it's
but
gonna be
that's
the
what I'm
time.
saying, is like, we have a huge driveway and they had it done in a day, so the prep work, I can't imagine it'd be more than like a week.
Yeah, once they have all the, and
So-
they said that they, you know, with this process, they would put down, they do the prep work, and then they have to wait for 2 weeks,
Yep.
let it naturally settle,
Okay.
and then they would come back, and then they would do the tar.
So as long as they're doing like sub layers to prevent frost heaves. and all
But
that
while the
stuff.
sub layer's there, and it's waiting for those 2 weeks,
Nothing's
people
happening.
still walk on
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
people
yeah.
do whatever, they actually, when they do a driveway, they actually ask you to still drive on it and everything else.
Yep.
So it helps it settle.
That's like, I guess that explains why when you're driving on roads and they're ripping up roads and they're totally redoing them, they're just rocks for like 2 weeks or
Yeah, I
to
know.
get traffic to drive on it and pack it down, so.
So the hope is that it will be ready by the end of the fall,
Before
but half
frost.
the latest. So winter comes, we
Yeah.
do our thing, and yay, we're ready for
Nice.
track and field. It's there.
All right.
So to continue on your steps of baby steps, if this were to get approved tonight, could it be possible to start looking at what the rubberized coating might look like?
Yeah,
in
yeah,
order
because
to-
I've already had 2 people who have talked to me about, they've put in looking to put in grants through the boosters.
Cool.
And then the boosters would donate the money for us to do rubberized coating. So that's it's at least being talked about, played with.
Yeah.
So there is the chance that money might even be here by the time we get the asphalt down. I mean, it could be laid down right after. So I did say to them when they mentioned it to me that they were looking to try to raise the money to do that yeah, I'll start looking into what the rubberized coating would cost. I'll start with just talking to 11 and 80 because they just
Yep.
redid their track a couple of years ago. So
Yeah,
Then we can work it into the budget and see what happens with
that's,
that.
that tracks big money.
All right. Any further questions or comments on this one?
Yeah, I'm wondering are there coaches for track and field?
yes, we have 4 coaches right now.
Yes. All right.
And I'm just gonna say them to the finance and facilities,
Mhm.
What?
to finance and facilities to the agenda. I'm gonna add a strategic plan for the athletic fields.
Sure.
Because I think that, now that I'm kind of thinking about it, it would be good to say, okay, to have it down in 2024, we did the soccer
Yeah,
fields were redone,
yeah.
right? So if we keep track of that, and then what the future plans might be.
And then we can kind of develop a plan, but yeah, what our future plans might be and things that we would like to aspirationally do.
Maybe it's not a strategic plan, maybe it's a
Comprehensive plan.
comprehensive plan.
And I
Just,
would-
just so that we're not having to redo and being like, oh, we should have done that. And yeah.
I would throw into that just as a long-term thought, because I may not be at that meeting. I know one of our other big issues is, and it doesn't really necessarily affect me at the high school, it's a middle school thing.
Yeah.
But it's a big middle school issue, in my opinion, is we do not have a baseball field on campus.
Yeah.
And the field that's down at Hughes Park that they utilize, I mean, I was talking to Todd Thompson just the other day about this, it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a mound, it's not even an official field. It's kind of embarrassing.
Is the one
We talked a long time ago, when we were doing the renovation, about putting it up and back of the
Yeah,
soccer
no,
field.
that's where I would put it, but
That's-
that space that's been cleared already is not big enough, nor is it needs help.
Yeah.
It needs to be, so we can't just say, let's use that, but that is where I would suggest you put in another field area,
Yeah.
starting with what's already cleared.
Yep.
And you put in a field hockey field / baseball field, because right now their field hockey and soccer share a field.
Yeah, that's not great either.
And that's not ideal. There's, game-wise, they double paint it, and that's fine, but practice-wise, soccer's on one half of the
Yeah.
field hockey's on the other half of the
I
field.
watched that.
It's just not ideal either. So, again, I know it's not necessarily completely my world, but it's still our world, and I'm a taxpayer here as much as anybody else, and that is a concern that I would think, athletic-wise, we need to look at for the middle school.
Is the field at CES, I know that's technically owned by the town of Canaan, is that usable or in better condition than Hughes Park, you think?
It's not a baseball field.
Oh, it's a softball field?
It's a middle, I'm sorry, it can be used as a baseball, but it's for Pee Wee League. It's
Oh,
not
okay.
big enough.
Gotcha.
Because the Hughes Park is, again, it can fake a real field.
Right.
But an actual full-size, middle school plays on a full-size baseball.
Okay, I gotcha.
90-foot base paths, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
And those are more for Little League with
Gotcha.
60-foot base paths.
Yeah,
I
I was
believe. Basically, a
Hopeful, just being hopeful, like, oh, we could use that, it'd be nice, but oh well.
That came from over
Yeah, I know.
the
That's-
fairgrounds.
yeah, it's
We have a lot of those fields, and that's great.
Yeah.
We have that one, we have the Williams, we have
Yep.
the two out at Shaker. They're all Pee Wee
Little league
size, Little League sized
Yeah.
fields.
Yeah.
We don't have, this high school field is really the only true full-size baseball field we have in the entire district.
Yeah.
And that's pretty scary right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I mean, Hughes has been, we've made do.
Yep.
But it's by no means, and the other piece is, our kids are not on campus.
Right. Yeah,
I'm
figure
sure you guys probably more than anybody else have concern over the fact that we are continually shipping kids
Of course.
down to Hughes Park for practices and so forth. And-
Well, that field is usually trash because they had the farmer's market and the fair and like.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's
That
not,
field is beat up.
it's pretty embarrassing.
It gets beat up, so. All right, anything else on the track or field asphalt run strip? All right. All those in favor of approving the bid to Twin State Paving for $40,880 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? All right. Up next on our agenda, back to school staff lunch. Asking for approval for that. Amanda, this is just the back to school day.
Yeah,
Welcome
this
the
is
teachers
the
back
back to
and
school
staff.
teacher day, and you all typically buy them lunch.
That's wonderful. For the next board meeting, can we get a list of all the other days that we need to buy stuff for the teachers?
Great idea.
Meals and such, so that we could approve it in one fell swoop next meeting. So we don't forget and have to do it retroactively like we did this year.
I agree.
All right.
Um,
Any questions on that, the back to school staff lunch? Typical cost, this comes out of the school board line budget, and it's typically a couple $100.
No, like
No,
2,500.
25, yeah, I was gonna say
It'd be
25.
up to 2,500.
All right then.
It's all of the schools.
Oh, yeah, it's the whole district. It's district-wide, first day back for all the teachers. Amanda gives a nice speech and gets everybody all jazzed up. And
I am the closer.
that's right, and I give a speech.
You're the opener.
I'm the opener, you're the closer. I'll do that again this
Tim.
year, sure. All right, I'll entertain a motion on that then, up to 2,500.
I'll
Sound like-
second that.
All right, go ahead. Oh, go ahead and make the motion.
Oh, I thought you said you'd make a motion.
No, I'm entertaining the motion.
I will make a motion to approve up to 2,500 for the first day of school lunch for the teachers
Staff.
And staff, all of
and
staff.
staff.
Yes. I'll second.
All right, Kathleen, second. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions? Up next on our agenda is just we have this in here. I did not have any NHSBA resolution on my mind, but if anybody did, please let me know and I will work with you to get it in before August 1st. But it's okay if we don't. That's totally fine. We've gotten plenty in before. This is just an opportunity for us to do that. So, any comments on that one? All right.
Yeah, I just have questions.
Yes.
Since I'm the delegate, is there a form I need to fill out to let them know I'm coming? Will
No,
I get something?
Martha's already told you that you are the delegate and you look for them to expect you. What we will do, second meeting in September, the one before this delegate assembly, we will have all of the proposed resolutions from all the other school boards, and we will tell you our thoughts, yes, no, like what we would like you to vote, yes, no on them. I mean, we recognize that sometimes they change and they're modified and amended, and then we just say use your best judgment. But yeah, that's how we'll do it. We'll just kind of put that out there for you.
What sort of things have we put forward
In the past, we've had one that was approved saying that we want the NHSBA to advocate for state funding for preschool. We've had one where we want NHSBA to advocate in favor of, I think, was it free school lunch for everybody? I think that was one of them. And then another one we put forward that was shot down as a resolution, but then it was incorporated into their workings the following year, because we didn't know how else to force their hand on this, because they always award scholarships to the kids and grandkids of school board members, but they didn't have any scholarships for student school board representatives for the kids who are actually on school boards. So we had, quite a few really good school board reps, and so we said, hey, we think you should do scholarships for your school board rep, the students who stay on your school boards. And they said, well, this isn't exactly a resolution, so we voted it down, but then they took a straw poll there that day, and it was overwhelming, like 95% thought, hey, you should do that. So we were very happy to have that, and that is now a thing too. So, but those are just examples of what we've had. And when you see the packet come out from them in September with all the proposed resolutions, you'll kind of get an idea of what they look like and that sort of thing. So I hope that answers. Cool. All right. I skipped over this, bus routes, because I did not see it in my packet.
That's because you don't have any yet.
Didn't think so.
Good.
Good, because we can do that at the next meeting in August, right?
Yeah.
We can do it in the next meeting.
What's that?
First meeting in August.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
After method.
I wanted to save them for policies, because I know Brewster likes.
Like, just because I'm here, you just love to give me
I
calls.
brought more.
That's
I wish
right.
I brought more.
No, you won't, because you know damn well I don't.
All right. So we'll table bus routes until next time. That's fine. That still gives us plenty of time, because
No.
we'll publish those basically the very next day.
Yeah, and I know
almost.
they're using TransFinder.
Good.
So, we'll see.
I think our only concern was making sure that they are doing group stops, eliminating stops that are in village areas where kids can walk to a central location like EVS or CES, making it so that traffic flows better around it, because I have been in lines of 30 plus cars behind buses, so I'm sure many of you maybe have as well.
Yeah,
Go
those
to
lines
London
aren't getting
then.
smaller.
No, they're not, so,
Shaker Hill was one of them.
yeah, it's crazy. All
Anyway.
right.
All right.
Now we got some policies here, so I'm going to make a motion for first reading. Policy EBV, school safety. Policy IJ, instructional resources and instructional resources plan. Policy JLIA, supervision of students. And policy JIC, student conduct. Do I have a
Second.
second? All right, Brewster seconds.
Yeah.
All right, we'll just go down these one in a row. Policy EBB. This is one we currently have. This just has some legal updates. This is from my understanding.
It does. It's updated to the new minimum standards, also called the Ed 306s.
Yep, oh yeah, the rules from the Department of Ed.
Yeah, and that one had a very minor change from the
Yeah.
policy that we currently have. Hopefully this is my highlighted version. It added this, as defined in RSA 193B:1B and RSA 193-F, section 5, whether or whether not on school property.
Oh, okay.
There are minimal changes to that.
All right. Well, yeah, that's right. It defines what it means for school hours and school-sponsored activities, whether or not you're on property.
Added the RSAs, yep.
Any questions on, this is just first reading, so we can come back
No.
next time if you have any changes or concerns, so. Anything on that one, first pass?
I'm surprised she got it done without the student rep.
I know.
Yeah, I'm a little bit,
Sneak through here.
having a hard time, Brewster, don't bring it up.
All right, policy IJ, instructional resources and instructional resources plan. This is one we do not currently have, but it is required, right?
Yeah, it was recommended, which is why we did not have it, but now it is required by law. So you have the sample policy, it's the same for JLIA.
Yep.
It was recommended, we did not have it, and now it's required by law. So both IJ and JLIA are the sample policies from the School Board Association.
Yep. So go ahead and review these over the next few weeks. If you have anything that pops out to you, or anything you think we should add, that's fine.
Go back to policy IJ,
Oh, sure.
number 6.
Oh yeah, we're on policy IJ still, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
number 6. On the, read it there. Our current,
Yes.
our current. So
Yeah.
what's number 6? I don't understand.
So you go to the
They're
first
saying
sentence,
that the
all
educational
instructional resources will be
practices-
selected based on their ability to provide quality learning experiences for students in that they are current. So
Okay.
this is the first
Yeah,
point.
that's
The
Yeah,
right
phrasing,
there.
the phrasing,
Okay.
I read that.
yeah, I know. I read that too at first pass, and I was like, what do you
I
mean?
understand the meaning of it, but it's grammatically horrible.
Yeah, I hate when they do that. Buried at the bottom, like the 6th different line. Any other questions on IJ? All right, JLIA, supervision of students. This gets into more, this is again, we did not have this. This is now required. This talks about what school property means, whether it's physically here or if you're out on a field trip, things like that. And who supervises who and whatnot. So. And then lastly, we have an update to policy JIC, student conduct. We have had this one on the books for a long time. And this again has some legal updates. If I'm not mistaken, I couldn't tell you what they were specifically, but
Yeah, there's some legal updates
you had them in
there.
there.
Yeah, let me do this one first. Then I want, you guys are usually pretty good to me. I'm gonna go back to one of the other ones. Yeah, this is, it talks, there are a few changes in
Yeah.
Lily.
I brought that up. I mean,
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up, Bruce, there. So
Yeah.
on the second page, it talks a little bit about the code of conduct, and then, so it uses the term MTSSB,
Yeah.
and that is just a multi-tiered systems of support for behavior,
Yep.
right? So there's some changes in that. Then on the third page, it talks a little bit more about the MTSSB stuff and the RSAs in which they're referenced, and that's it.
All right.
Should have hired her for that.
I should have hired her, I should have been accurate.
Yeah, you should have hired post-grad.
That's right. All right. Any comments, concerns for first reading any of those policies?
Yes, could we go back to IJ?
Sure.
And usually you all are so kind to me that when I'll bring more policies
That's
next
right,
time.
look out. You're
There's
gonna bury us in
six or
policies,
less.
Brewster.
You wait, you
There's
wait.
6 or less.
So on the second page under instructional resources plan, it
Yeah.
says the superintendent is directed. Usually you say the superintendent.
Or their designee.
Or designee.
All right, can we, yeah, we can edit that,
Thank you.
because that way you can designate it to somebody.
Designate somebody, yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's fine, you gotta be flexible. All right, so we'll make that edit, yep, sounds good.
Thank you, appreciate
Okey-doke.
that.
All right, so,
Don't worry, the governor.
anything else on that?
She's gonna-
Well, I
Oh, yeah.
think this policy does say that each school will be able to put forward their guidelines for what like appropriate student conduct is that correct? And then it will be brought to the board and then the board will approve it, is that correct?
Yes, it comes in the handbooks.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's buried in the handbooks.
Yeah, it sounds way more, that sounded way more ominous than just being in the
Yeah,
handbooks.
it's in the handbooks.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna bring us a whole plan, no, it's in the handbook, it's
I
a
feel
lot
like
of
this is
money.
kind of like broad and vague. The way
Yeah.
that it is sort of like we expect that the administrators of the school are gonna like do the right thing, but it's not like spelled out what that is, and so
Yeah.
it's kind of.
Yeah, some of these are purposefully broad to give it a lot of
Yeah.
leeway, so
Go
that
to
way they can be
administrator and then-
flexible and stuff,
And the
so.
main that brings the hammer down.
Yeah. All right, any further discussion on any of these policies? Like I said, this is just first reading, so if you have any changes or something, you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh my God, I gotta change that policy.
Have a nightmare.
Yeah, have a nightmare, we're just gonna have a nightmare and be like, oh,
Yeah, Manny's
section
got-
2, number,
Manny's got
part
20
B.
20 policies. No, we're not doing those 20.
All righty, we'll just call this then. All those in favor of, for first reading, policy EBB, policy IJ, policy JLIA, and JIC, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions?
And the
All
good
right.
news is we had the spring update, which is what you're working with now. Then we had an emergency summer update from
Yep.
the School Board Association with
Yep.
more policies.
Yep.
And then we'll be getting the fall update. They
Hooray!
just keep flooding in.
They do.
So excited.
The governor's up there.
I
Just
love
keep
policies.
flooding.
If you see in your packet, there's the curriculum newsletter. And then why can't it display the Butler's Bus Help Wanted flyer?
Oh, I'm tired of listening to
That ad is
I
horrible.
hate that
I
ad.
hate that ad. The wheels on the bus.
Yeah.
We all know the babies go wah, wah, wah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
drivers go hush, hush, hush.
And we love
And
kids.
we love kids.
Yeah, until you're driving the school bus.
I'm sorry, that ad
Where
needs
is
to be
this
up.
ad playing?
I hear it during Red Sox games.
I hear it all the time when
Yeah.
kids say,
The local radio, yeah. I think 99.7, I think it's on 93.9. I'm glad that they're advertising. I just wish they would maybe say, like, looking for drivers in the Mascoma and whatever other districts.
all over the
Or,
place.
I know they're looking all over the place,
Everywhere.
but whatever.
We're gonna have to slip them some money if we want our name in there.
I know, right?
Speaking of which, can I ask you, so they changed, nothing's been changed about them, Butler being bought by that other group?
Beacon, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, I've noticed I
Yeah.
haven't noticed any changes.
Nothing yet.
Have you noticed business end wise or heard from Candy anything?
Okay.
And we'll see with cafe services if there's any changes this fall, because they were brought up as well mid-year. So
Yeah.
as far as we know, it's all the same people, and they're like, oh, it'll be the same, and we're not changing
We've gone a
anything.
whole year almost with Wix's, it's just different.
Oh, we've been a whole year now with them?
I mean, I think it was last, yeah.
I thought it was just past winter that they got bought, but maybe I'm thinking of Butlers that just got bought.
Oh,
Oh, okay, then they cafe
I want to
services.
say
then.
my June invoicing last year is when it started and it's different.
Okay,
Because we got that contract, as long as we have the Butler one, that's what we get to
I
wait.
thought we were parking a bus out front and putting a big sign on it.
We've
I thought
done
we
that.
were too.
I thought we
We
were,
want
can you check in with
drivers,
them on
'cause I
that?
feel like that would attract some attention.
They-
5 million
Yeah.
people.
Should put it out in the middle of the intersection.
I mean, this gets 10,000 cars a day, 9,000 cars a day go by this high school, so like, yeah, anything they can do to advertise within the district. I don't know if they have anything that can go out to like the towns all have, monthly or weekly newsletters and bulletins that have help wanted stuff. And I know like the town of Canaan links to our help wanted here at the district, but maybe Butler's wants to get in on that, something like that. Can we get an update from them? I would imagine how many drivers they have or missing at the next meeting? Probably. Like, how many they need?
Right now, I just spoke with Steve Landon a week or two ago, and he had a driver, a CDL driver,
Okay.
ready to go,
Cool.
needed to take their school bus endorsement. The earliest the state could get them in was October 15th.
This is the holdup.
October.
This
So
is, yeah,
lifetime driving,
Yeah.
the big rigs.
yeah,
And
because the state has one
because
person
the state has one
that processes
person
all these.
processing.
Maybe that should go in our resolutions,
Kinda,
because
yeah.
we have to be proactive and get the state to change.
Yeah. Yeah,
So with
That's a
the,
bottleneck.
with
Need
the
to get
addition of that person, I
need-
think we would have been almost whole. I don't think that pulls Sierra off the road to be able to just be
Yeah.
a dispatcher and a substitute. So
Right.
maybe one or two more drivers.
Okay.
The DMV down in Concord, safety people are the ones you need to get after, because you go down there and go get your license or go down to Concord, you see what they're doing, testing the people outside there for the
Yeah.
buses.
yep,
And there's a whole bunch of them out there testing them, but
it's just the one, there's
they
only so
usually,
many.
they usually don't pass you the first time around.
No, that's right,
They don't.
that's right. All right,
When are you gonna take it, Jeff?
I had something
Yeah.
to mention. Now, the van drivers, the school district hires.
yeah.
And we're good with all our van
Or-
drivers, or we still looking?
No, van drivers, you mean like for routes or for like the vans that we own?
The ones we own.
So we don't have designated
Those are
drivers for
usually
those.
teachers or coaches, right?
You're qualified to drive that, as long as you have a valid driver's license.
Right, but there's no vacancies on that. You're not looking to hire.
As Butler's is, we're not, so
No.
I'm going back to Butler's, and we did lose a van driver at the end of last year, if you remember, so there's potential that they need one.
Is
van
that for
driver.
one of their vans?
That's
Right.
for one of their.
But we don't
vans.
hire drivers for our vans.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
like coaches or teachers.
Right.
Staff,
Yeah.
fits that, okay.
Yeah.
So they would be hiring for their own, they don't talk about that in this flyer.
You're right.
They talk about CDL's licensed drivers. They're
Yeah,
talking about a smaller van.
you're right. Yeah, because they have drivers that drive like the special ed vans and the smaller vans that go farther out that don't need a CDL.
I think if you're driving the special ed van, you do.
The special ed you do, but I'm thinking about the
I'm not special ed, I'm sorry, wheelchair. I
wheelchair,
have right to wheelchair accessible bus.
but you know what I'm talking about,
The
the ones that
wheelchair,
yes,
they
the
send way out to
small-
Dorchester,
yeah.
stuff like that.
That falls like under the ambulance classification.
Right. So, all right, well, yeah, get them, they're happy to please put a bus out there in the parking lot.
I just need something to email right now, so I
Cool.
don't forget.
Yeah,
Out of White River.
yeah. I mean, I know they got it
They
there,
had a bus
but,
stolen a couple weeks ago.
but like, people here aren't necessarily gonna drive by White River, and like, if
No,
that's what
I
they're
mean, though.
thinking.
So like, it gets one of the buses off the lot.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
stolen.
Exactly. But yeah, like, if
Okay.
that's what they're relying on to advertise for drivers, no, they need to advertise like around here. Like, I see signs for Student Transportation of America in Lebanon trying to hire their bus, like on the street, little
It used to
signs.
be out in the student parking lot.
Yeah, that's what she's saying, let's
That's
get that
what it
back out
was.
there.
Yeah, I used to.
It used to be out
Yeah.
there.
All right. Public comment. Anybody public comment? All right, great. Up next, we have our green sheet, resignations and nominations. I'll entertain a motion on this.
Make a motion to accept the staff nominations and resignations
Okay.
as printed.
Second.
All right, Kathleen seconds. All right. Any discussion on these?
I will say you'll see Seth on there. That was an unpaid position that he was
Right,
doing,
right.
so.
It'll be figured on the next sheet, so. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? All righty. We do have non-public, correct?
I actually don't have any hiring for you.
Okay.
I make a motion, we don't go in non-public.
All right,
How's that?
then I guess we can adjourn
Good.
at 7.